Hello, my name is Marcellus. I use they, them pronouns. I work in homeless services. I'm also a social justice advocate, and I'm ambassador of the Oklahoma City Youth Action Board. So what draws me to this work is my lived experience. I grew up in rural Oklahoma, in Pauls Valley, as well as Ada, Oklahoma. And I grew up lower income, so I know what it feels like to have limited resources in a rural area and having to move to bigger cities in order just to receive resources. I joined the Youth Action Board about 2 years ago. I wanted to see improvements within youth services. I had my own complications when it came to accessing resources. Maybe not exactly accessing it, but how I was treated within the organization. So I wanted to make sure that the service providers understood how they were treating young people in the program, as well as making sure that they're connected to other resources outside of housing. How my life experiences show up in this space really is representation. Growing up, I really didn't see people like me unless they were my family. I just never felt like I belonged, or I never felt like that my opinion mattered. So it honestly gave me really tough skin to push through and be a disruptor. That's really what I consider myself, is a disruptor in the sense of asking questions and demanding change. I started advocacy when I was 16 by simply protesting my school's discriminatory headwear policy. They did not allow cultural headwear. We were threatened with lawyers. We were pulled out of class. Also, my graduation was almost taken away from me. We also ended up getting contacted by Save Your Six. It's an organization that protects students' civil rights. And so they helped us, they got us a lawyer, and we ended up getting our school's headwear policy changed before we graduated. And that's something that I'm so proud of. I would not be able to do the work that I'm doing now without doing that. Because of that, I was able to co-organize a Black Lives Matter protest in my hometown, and we had over 2,000 people show up, which is crazy for Ada. So I just know that I am living Black history, and it's something that I'm so proud of. Some Black individuals that I'm very inspired by, for me, it will always be Marsha P. Johnson. She is a Black transgender woman from the 1960s, and she's the reason why we even have Pride. Pride started as a riot, so I respect her so much because I can't imagine what she went through being a transgender woman in the 60s, but being Black, especially during the civil rights movement. And I just admire her strength, but also her intersectionality. She created so many spaces that I wouldn't be in if it wasn't for her. People like her just don't get enough credit for the creation of Pride, for organizations like STAR. And I just really want people to do more research on her and understand the impact of her legacy. I think Black History Month means to me, honestly, resilience, excellence. We have been through so much. And of course, we have been through pain, but we also have so much joy. We have always made something out of nothing. And I think that's what makes us so powerful. So another person that I'm inspired by is my dad. He was drafted in the Vietnam War. I heard a lot of stories growing up about his lived experience. He grew up in the 60s and 70s, and I can't imagine what that was like growing up for him. He reminded me so much of Black history, and I would not be the advocate I am today if it was not for him instilling in me about learning about my history and preserving it. And so I am just overall just so grateful to have a man like him in my life. Even though he passed when I was 13, I'm still able to think about those and reflect and apply that to the work that I'm doing now.